Okay. Okay. Hello, my peeps. Good afternoon, and welcome to my channel. I am back with you again. I'm going to be speaking about today believing in God and finding your real or your true soulmate. Okay, finding your true soulmate. Believing in God and finding a healthy soulmate. Okay, how do we know how can we identify our true soulmates? Okay, I'm going to give you some examples of how to know what a soulmate is. Okay, soulmates, they are uh, biblically speaking. If you are a believer, you would be able to relate to this. They are mates that are made by God. Just like I'll give you an example. If you read the Bible, which you might not even believe in the Bible, but if you do, where it says in the book of Genesis, uh, it speaks about Adam and Eve, okay? And as some of you will know, Adam was created before woman. So I'll go into a little bit about that, and then I'll cut and go into soulmate. Uh, Adam was created before woman. Okay, so God created Adam, and he created a helpmate for Adam. Okay, and her name was Eve. Okay, Eve was created out of the backbone of Adam's body. So God made Adam and Eve to be together as a couple. And this is the same way Adam and Eve was fruitful and made children and they multiplied, because this is what God put them together on this earth for. And that's how our forefathers in heaven made us. Okay, that's how we was created today. Okay, and that's how we are made to think and believe this way. If we are believers, we were made to think this way. Okay? And the same thing with animals, fish, and so on and so on. If you know about the Noah ark, when God told Noah to go out and make the boat, make the ark. He made the ark and put all everybody that came on that boat. You see, they came in couples. They were couples. They were paired. A dog for a dog, a goat for a goat, a pig for a pig, and made them in couples. Okay, the same way humans were made. Okay, all right. So that being said, is to allow you to kind of picture how soulmates are made in couples, in pairs. Okay? But there is more than one soulmate a person can have. Because, and I'll tell you why, because there's different areas of your life. It don't have to be just sexual partners, but it's different areas in your life that God has made a person to be a part of your life as your soulmate. And you can run across these throughout your life and might not know, but you need to recognize some things that I'm going to go through with you on this video today. Okay, so most people want to know a true, what is a true love relationship. Okay, that is the strongest relationship you're going to have. A strong and binding relationship you're going to have is a true love connection with someone that God has prepared only for you. Okay, that's going into the Adam and Eve story by itself. So it's ways of identifying and knowing who your partner is. Now, see, there's a lot of blockages in life that people run across and feel that your soulmate may be their soulmate. But guess what? Those relationships don't last long if people take advantage of you and accuse you for taking their soulmate when it was actually the other person's soulmate and not yours. So don't get it twisted who your soulmate is. Just recognize different signs. Like I said, you have more than one soulmate in life in different areas, okay? Know the one that is the true love soulmate for you. It will definitely be identified and can't nobody change it. Can nobody change it? The only person that could change that in your life is God Almighty, the Creator who created us, okay? So, but I want to get to the topic, speaking on soulmates. And from an expert point of view, what expert says is there are different areas of knowing your soulmate, okay? Okay. When you run into your soulmate, it's like you just know your soulmate. Nobody could tell you that this guy ain't for you. You just know that is your soulmate. I'm speaking to some of the more mature peoples out there who's lived their life and who can identify who they. So I'm not speaking directly to the younger group this time. I'm speaking to a more experienced type of audience this morning that has experienced something that can truly identify, be able to identify signs of soulmate relationships. Okay. You just know within your gut, you know that's it's your partner. So don't be laughing at a person that tell you, "Oh, I found my soulmate. Oh, I found my man." Don't laugh at them. Don't discourage them, and do not try to pull them down. By all means, let them go. Be happy for them, please. By all means, stop being so judgmental. Stop being haters and naysayers. Let's just be happy for them and hope someday that we'll find our own, soulmate. So let me go through the list that I have. Like I said, first and foremost, you'll just know this is your soulmate. It'll be in your gut, and only you can identify that. Okay. 2 is they'll be like your best friends, a best friend, and you'll know because within your guts you're happy, you're happy and you know it. It's something that you like about the individual because you're happy, okay? And they'll respect you, you'll have respect for each other, that's the most important. You got things and peoples that would pretend to be your best friend, but they don't have the respect for you. So, that's an area that you should most positively not ignore, most positively acknowledge. Okay? You are in agreement about things with the other. This is how you know your soulmate, when you agree about things. Okay? You have feel a sense of calmness when you're around the individual. You're just calm and you feel so good when you're around that soulmate, and nobody else can take them away because you feel good regardless to what's on the outside looking in. Baby, you feel good because you know you got your soulmate in your life. That's a good feeling. And then you feel balanced with each other. You balance out each other's life. And you share the same life goals, and you have empathy for them. Empathy for each other is what good soul mate relationships are made of. Okay, I know some of you naysayers, some of you haters out there don't want me to be talking about this, but somebody's got to do it, and I'm here to speak out and speak up for you. So, we can pay attention to the sign. Don't be a naysayer and don't be a hater. Just be in agreement and acknowledge the word of God. You don't have to accept this, but, this is helpful to somebody out there who's seeking to know what a true soulmate, how to recognize and identify your true mate. Okay? Some people don't believe in soulmates. If you are a believer, you can identify what the word says about Noah's Ark. There was two of everything getting on the ark. God told Noah to build that ark. So this is part of the Ten Commandments that I'm speaking on. If you a Bible reading, Bible teaching person, you can kind of relate to the area that I'm referring to. So moving on is, to make a long story short, God made man and God made woman. He made woman, he made us, the women, from the rib of a man's body. So we will be fruitful and, be able to make children. That's what I mean when I say fruitful in this world. And that's why we're here today. Because, like I said, our forefathers in heaven, our forefathers coming from heaven, made this possible for us to multiply. Okay, as moving on, I think some of you understand where I'm coming from. I mean, when I say forefathers, you might not understand that, but, I say it's only one God Almighty, the Creator. So, but anyway, He comes from heaven, so He created us. That's my belief. Okay. Okay, a soulmate is to be ideally matched to find you, true love, or to know if you find your true connection. And that's the true connection is what we call a soulmate. Many people may say you have more than one soulmate. Yes, you do. But only one of them is your true soulmate that God made just for you. Okay? So we got that. So, you can be with, throughout your journey and hoping to come together with your true soulmate. You can be with other soulmates in different areas of your life that God created as well, but it might not be long-term relationships or anything like that. A true soulmate, that goes with you when you leave, when you arrived on earth and when you leave. That soulmate is in heaven, is made from heaven. Okay. And can't nobody, no matter what you say, that can't be taken away. That's only by the Creator. He's the only one that can change that. And that's not by man's hand, and that's not by woman's hand. That's by the Creator that created us. Authority. Okay. Some people might say it is a fairy tale. Okay, a fairy tale. Well, if that's your belief, then keep believing. That's why you don't have your true soulmate in your life and you can't find true love, because you're a non-believer. See, you got to erase the negativity out of your man in order to misdeceive something positive. Okay? So, but don't stop hoping for. I mean, God gives you the desires of your heart, but, be direct and clear as to what you're asking Him to do in your life, Know your true soulmate. You feel it. To know your true soulmate, you will feel it in your guts that the person is the right one for you. It might sound silly, but when you get feelings, you'll know who it is. You'll definitely know who it is. Even if nobody else want to agree with you, you know who it is, and that individual will know it too. So that's that. If God sent you, that light may shine within you. And somebody else calling themselves your wife, there ain't no light shining within them. That light might shining on your queen and only your queen. Men, be happy when you find your soulmate. It is a joy, I tell you. When I first ran across my soulmate, my true soulmate, I was happy than a pepper pea, honey. It was like deja vu. I tell you, it was like deja vu. I was so in love. I was so happy. I had just prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed to the Lord. And he sent me my true soulmate, identified that man to me. And when he popped up in my life, ladies, let me tell you this. We hadn't seen each other. I never knew that my soulmate was somebody that as a kid, as a little bitty kid, I was in contact with. We were both young kids in the church, okay? I used to stare, he was here before me, of course. I used to stare him up and down when I was about 6 years old. I seen my soulmate, okay, little fella. It was so funny. But let me tell you the story about that. You might find it very interesting. But listen, let me tell you. Okay, we were kids in the church. He was a singer. And I was sitting in one of my parents' laps, and we was in the front of the church next to the pulpit, because I come from a family of ministers and preachers and deacons, and father was a singer and so on and so forth. But, I was sitting in the front, and his auntie called him to the pulpit, and he didn't like something that he was wearing. He was disagreeing. I was looking at him. It's like I felt what he was thinking, and I was looking at what he was looking at that he didn't like about himself, and he didn't want to see because he thought he didn't look good. I guess that the bottom of his feet wouldn't go. And it was so funny because we looked at the same time at the same thing, and I was the only one that noticed it. I don't think anyone else noticed it. And she said, "Boy, get on up there and sing the song." And he sung that song, boy. He sung to his voice out his lungs, and it's just like I remembered him, that voice of his in my head for years and years to come. And then as an older person, 30 years on down the line, I see him again in a church. I'm a grown person, remember. I'm a grown person here, than being, I've been a married woman before, divorced, and so on and so on. But anyway, let's moving on. He had a family before we came together, but then 30 years down the line, I get a chance to be back with my soulmate. And I see him in the church again, and he's singing this hard out in the song. And then it's like my head turned around. Who is that singing? Who is that singing? And I turn around, and it's him. I said, "Lord, I know that voice in my head. Is that a sign, Lord? You trying to give me a sign? You're trying to tell me something?" And then I noticed he just pop up and shine from nowhere. And then all of a sudden, it's just this light click on inside of me. Bing! Like, you're a star. And people noticed that, shine. And me and him, they noticed that we two were connected. But, I must remind you, there's a lot of people that get jealous because you found your soulmate and they haven't found theirs yet. That's something you really have to ask the Lord to help you prepare for, and I hope that someday he provides, And then I noticed we kept showing up at these same events with the same color outfits on, like we were man and wife. It was so funny. When I first met my soulmate, he had a green, he had a rose in his hand, standing up there like he was waiting on me to show up in front of his face. And I looked my eyes and said, ding! It did something to me, and I knew that he was the one. Okay, people tried to make him somebody else's soulmate, but I knew he was my man. I knew he was the one I supposed to had been with, and he knew I was his. Okay, and we would show up at events. You know, he was in a marriage that was a forceful marriage to him that he shouldn't have been engaged in, but I guess that was somewhat of a financial person that was supposed to be in his life as a soulmate, but that wasn't the true one. I'm the true soulmate that was supposed to be his, that the God we serve, Creator, God Almighty, we serve, created for him on this earth. I'm just telling you some of the areas that you can recognize and identify that your true soulmate is yours. And we, like I said, we show up to different events dressed in the same color. Like one day I had on this purple outfit. I mean, preferably the color that I'm wearing here. We had on the same colors, showed up, and he was dressed like as if he was my husband. And then I went to an event. I had on a blue and green dress, and he blue and green dress with a blue suit coat to go over it, and it was matching from head to toe. He comes out with a blue suit, and the things are so funny. We were dressed like man and wife. You know, he was a single man at the time, and so was I. But he was forced into a relationship for financial reasons. So that's was one of the cutoffs why it was hard for us to bind together in a soulmate relationship with God, just as God created us to be, because of that individual at the time that couldn't accept reasons why the relationship they had wasn't working, but yet in an area financially concerned, it helped them stay together as a couple, but that wasn't what he or God had created for him for a long-term, as a long-term relationship. See, I was just minutes away from my happiness when that individual had made a decision to change someone else's destiny. So, but anyway, God, the Creator, made it possible for me to have some moments with my true soulmate, and I enjoyed it to the fullest. It was a great feeling. I'm telling you, it's still a great feeling. I feel so good about it inwards and out, and I can't let it go because it's a joy that runs throughout your body, and you will know it, and you'll be so happy and so fulfilled. You know, it's like taking a breath, a breath of fresh air. This is how you can identify true soulmates to be the perfect ideal candidate for as far as intimacy, relationships, or so on and so forth, But a friendship is the best foundation for any relationship. If you are in trusting, if you are in a trusting, positive friendship with your with a partner who you can get along with. And this is what soulmates are usually. You're usually trusting the soulmate no matter what. You trust them, and there's no doubt in your mind. This is when you know you have found your soulmate, because you have 100% trust in them. You have trust in them no matter what. You know he's yours no matter what. You have trust in him. And people couldn't understand me because I had found my soulmate. Why I wasn't jealous because this financial a person that was trying to be a part of his life was there, because it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant for a partnership to take place when, to take place at the time. We had bonded because we were actually true soulmates. So anyway, that relationship then lasts between the two of them, because it was a long-term a soulmate relationship that between the two of them, that was bonding. So it wasn't true love. So that's the difference between your true soulmate and having a soulmate, one of your soulmates, come into your life for a purpose. Okay? And they come into your life for a purpose to help you in an area that you might lack in. It doesn't always have to be a sexual relationship. It could be other areas in your life that you an individual work well together at, or work well together in. Most people think that when you find any soulmate, it's supposed to be partnership and relationship and love, and that's not all the case. But you do find that you have soulmates out there that is caring and loving, that don't necessarily have to be the right one to marry, but you just have something in common. Okay, moving on from that. Sometimes like I said, you'll feel a sense of calmness in a true love relationship. You spend so much time with your significant other. Being with them should make you feel at home and at peace. You'll feel possibly you'll have butterflies. You can have butterflies in your stomach, and that make you feel good and bring joy in your heart. Not everybody gets a chance to meet their soulmate, and they just make do with whatever they can be with, or make do with whatever that's in the midst of in their life, or in front of them for the time being, whatever. If that's something you can find in your heart to forgive others for not being there for you, then so be it. But let's not be in a hurry to make judgment on someone calling. That's all I'm saying. Do not make judgment on someone calling, because the person you're being with or sleeping with or seeing it could be somebody else's. So don't make judgment on something that's not your own. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I want to tell you, when I first seen my soulmate in my later days, like I said, I was so happy. I was so in love. It's like I found love. It was a beautiful thing. I tell you, and I still have that in my heart. Just to think about that day we came, those days, those years we shared together was a beautiful thing. I tell you, it was wonderful. It was awesome. But not all messages are not all marriages are meant to be. Marriages are created by the Most High God. He's the one that create the true marriages, soulmate love and marriages from heaven above. If you have a long-term relationship with somebody and you get married, then that's a way to determine whether or not you're meant to be together or not. So, but a lot of people get into marriages that just does not work. But they have nothing but love for them, and they could have been the soulmate. They could have been one of your soulmates, but they don't have to be the one that God actually created for you, the significant other, to be your marriage partner in life. Because what was created in heaven is can be a part of your life as it is today down here. You know, it's sent from heaven, as you may say. Okay, so I'm moving on. We were talking about soulmates being in your partnerships. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut a lot of this short, and I'm going to move over to soulmates. Can be, you can see soulmates together, but somehow they're made for each other. Signs that you can address is signs of dressing alike, showing some signs of dressing alike don't mean that you're living together, but then you come out of the house as if you slept together, as if you lived together, dressed in the same identical colors. You're looking like husband and wife. Those are signs of true soulmates. Okay, and that is a sign that I myself experienced. I would not be saying this to you or telling you this if I didn't know who my true soulmate was. Okay, at the time. Okay. Moving forward from that, you can have signs of you guys showing up together, same place at the same time. You can be in agreement on a whole, on some direct issues. Soulmates, like I said, true soulmates is a part of God's calling on earth for a person being paired up as couples, okay? It's not just on earth, it comes from heaven. So this was formed in heaven, but sent down to earth, by the Creator, so. Okay, let's move on to... Okay, your soulmate can be someone, say the man is slightly taller than the woman, but for some reason you're made and shaped or made and formed for each other. That's because that is your soulmate, your true God-fulfilling true soulmate that God made just for you. And you're the backbone, the actual backbone of that man. That's your true soulmate. So your feelings and desires are basically somewhat the same. Okay, and that only comes from God. Okay, that's what God have put together. Okay. All I can say is when I met my true soulmate, I was so in love. You couldn't tell me he was my soulmate. And I couldn't really explain it to nobody. They took me as a joke. Wanted to make me out of the laughing stock of the crowd, try to chase me away from my husband. But, that's still what God created for me, and that's who God had made for me. My true soulmate. All right, so I'm not going to keep. I had already spoke about relationships, when you have respect for each other. The male adores the woman, and when he really adores the woman. So I was adorable at the time. He came, loved me, he came, adored me, and he wanted to be with me. But this other financial partner couldn't understand the relationship that was between the two of us. They was only wanting to separate the love the two of us had for one another. And that's something God has to do. That's nothing that a person, a human, can take away from individuals who was really meant to be together. That's something you cannot take away. It's always going to be there. Whether you're in this lifetime or another, it's always going to be there, because that's the person that God created for you and you alone. Okay, so what God made for you is just for you, and no one else can take it away. And please believe me, even though you're not together, Oh, you're together. You're together right here. It's right here in your heart. Your love desire is right here in your heart. And when you speak of your loved ones and your soulmate, you know it. You know it's still there, whether they're face to face with you or not, or where somebody is holding them down hostage and trying to keep them away from their true love. You know, God knows the truth. God will prepare a place for you and Him in heaven. So don't you worry, my sisters and brothers. God works in His own timing, and please believe me, it comes around again. Whether I said whether it's on earth or in heaven, if that's the one God has made for you, can't nobody take it away. And please believe me. They may be, you may see that happening here on earth, but please believe me, when you get to heaven and walk on them streets of gold, ain't none of that's going to exist. Ain't nothing going to be existing like it was down here on earth. So, but I tell you, a lot of us want, our blessings on earth, right here, right now. There's nothing wrong with that. You can get them blessings, call those things be as though they were, to come down here on earth. And you can be blessed with them, but you just got to acknowledge who the Creator is, and that's who you have to pray to Him on. And you pray years and years and years. And please believe me, I had to sit in my quiet space at times and pray to the Lord to send me my true soulmate, because I frankly kind of get, you get tired of being in ungodly relationships and knowing a person isn't for you, but you try to stay in a relationship, and trying to be forcefully in a relationship is not healthy, and it's not good for you, because it turns out in a disaster. Like I said, you have more than one soulmate, but not all of them are your true soulmate. Soulmates come in your life for different soulmates come in there for specific purposes, and for different areas, to fulfill different areas in your life, to, help work together in certain areas of your life. But when you get your true love, it's a different feeling. It's powerful. I mean, it's like everything. Oh, it's on hold. It's like deja vu. You know that is your true soulmate, and I've experienced that in life, and I'm happy to share that with some of my viewers, my viewers out there today. It is a story to be told and a story to be happy and glad about. So I'm saying to you, people's out there that wants to be in denial about true soulmates, don't be a naysayer or a hater because someone else found their true soulmate. Be glad for them. So, and then pray to the Lord that you may receive or run across the path of knowing who your true soulmate is. You might run across your soulmate, and then you might experience the happiness and true love effects that happen in your life just like I did. So don't be so quick to judge and hate on somebody and want to say naysayers and, oh, he or she stole my man, or he or she, because that might not have been your true soulmate. That was just a soulmate, but not the one that you should have been with as a couple. Okay, you're there. Soulmates are made to be with you in different areas, but there's only one true soulmate that was made straight from God that couples you off as being the backbone to that man that was created first.